and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Brianne from BeyondBreation, and in today's video we have day 5 of 12 days of Christmas crafts featuring this 8x10 scrapbook layout. So my inspiration for this was I have two 8x10 photo frames in my kitchen, and I wanted to update them for the holiday season, for Christmas, and kind of tie them into all of my other decor. So my idea was to do a scrapbook layout like this, and I wanted them both to be in the same style but using different papers in a collection, just because I only have one of this Christmas collection. This is the Christmas by Carta Bella. I only have a sheet of each of paper in this collection, so I knew that the layout was going to have to be in the same style but using different papers in the collection that are all complementary to one another. So this is what I came up with. I will post the inspiration for this specifically. I'll post the inspiration photo up on the screen right now. That was the inspiration behind this layout, so you can see that. I'll also put a link to it down below in the description box. But this is the first one. I included my poinsettias that I made using my Cricut maker. I added some of this really pretty glitter pen. This one is the glitter gloss, and this is by Nuvo, which adds just that really pretty little shimmer to the poinsettias, and then I put just some glitter in the center. But this is what we're going to be making, and like I said, we are using the Christmas collection by Carta Bella, and the papers that I've pulled out that we're going to be using, we're also going to use the chipboard phrases. This is from the A Cozy Christmas by Echo Park. I thought that the colors just complemented the Christmas by Carta Bella really beautifully. And we also have, I have the sticker sheet in here as well. I've used a couple pieces for other things here and there, but we do have this to pull some embellishments from as well. But the papers that I've chosen for the next layout is this really pretty green plaid. We have this sheet for layering. This is a 49 Market piece. I thought that the greens just kind of tied in really nice. We have this kind of wood grain snowfall, and then lastly we have this kind of greenery poinsettia paper. And then these two pieces here are just my guides. These are just from inside the photo frame. The frames that I'm using are from just the Dollar Tree, and they are just gold frames. So that is my guide, and these are the papers we're going to be using, and this is the layout we're going to make. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to put these pieces off to the side, and we are going to start with our background sheet. So I still have here my 8x10 frame paper. This is what came inside the photo frame, and I'm going to be using this as my guide for cutting this cardstock here. And on the original one, I made the border 1 inch in length. So I'm gonna cut this sheet down, and then we are gonna cut out the center. So to do this, all I did was I lined up, let's go this way actually. I am just gonna line up this piece with my cardstock, and I'm just gonna grab a pencil. Very simple, very easy. I'm just gonna draw 2 pencil lines here, hopefully so that I can see them. That's good. bring in my trimmer, and all we're gonna do is trim this down. So just line that up like so. And let's see if I can see where that pencil line is. There we go. So there is that. And what I'm gonna do, very simple, is I am going to, because I want the borders to be 1 inch in thickness, is on my trimmer, I'm just gonna slide this over to 1 inch. So I've brought the cardstock over to the 1 inch. I'm gonna drop this down by 1 inch, and I'm gonna come up from the bottom by 1 inch. This cardstock is a little bit of a funny measurement. So what I'm gonna do is I just bring in my ruler, and all I do is I line this up with the bottom, and I just make a pencil mark at 1 inch. It's just slightly above the 10 inches for this frame in particular. It's actually about, yeah, 1 notch above the 10, maybe 2 notches. So I just make that pencil mark, and I make my cut down until I'm lined up, just like that. And I do that same process for all the way around this piece of cardstock. So I line it up 1 inch down to there, up, back to 1 inch, 1 inch, and like I said, this was just roughly above, a couple notches above the 10. And then this last one, we just cut and we line up our cut lines. Just like that. And there we have our frame. And it also works doubly as good because we get to keep this scrap for later crafting, not necessarily for this layout. I won't be using it for this layout, but we have it as a scrap for other projects, which is wonderful. So I'm gonna just put that off to the side. We also have these scraps here. I'm gonna put off to the side as well. So now that we have our frame piece, I'm just gonna go in quickly and get rid of my pencil marks, at least the ones we can see. There we go. Next, I am going to bring in the background sheet. In our case, it is this snowfall, and it is the wood grain. Exact same process as last time. I'm just going to double check the background. This sheet is directional. I do want my wood grain to go up and down. So I'm just going to line this up like this, and I'm going to just simply put in my pencil marks. Bring in my trimmer. Because this is the background, it's going to go behind this frame. So what we can do is we can adjust this and make it just that little bit smaller. I'm gonna make it about 1/4 inch smaller than what I cut, just to reserve that little bit extra cardstock, because we have a whole inch here that's gonna be hidden. So like 1 inch of this snowfall wood grain cardstock is going to be hidden behind this, so it can be that little bit smaller. I'm just gonna make it about a 1/4 inch shorter than what it typically would be. And to do that, I'm just bringing my cardstock and I'm just lining my pencil mark up at the 1/4 inch line. I'm cutting it down like that. These are our 2 scraps. I'm gonna put those off to the side. And that is it. This will then fit perfectly behind that. And what I did for mine is I used foam tape to raise the frame piece up that little bit. So we may as well go in and put our foam tape on now. I'm using just the 1/8 of an inch Altenew foam tape. This is 1/2 inch, and I am just gonna bring that in just like that. Spots, just like that. And then we'll be able to put this onto there like that. But before we do that, we do want to cut our next piece of pattern cardstock. In my case, it is this piece. So the width that I want this strip to be is 4 inches. This paper is not directional, so all I'm gonna do is put this into my trimmer at 4 inches. This is our scrap. And then the length can be the same as our background sheet. So all I'm gonna do is line those up, make my pencil mark, and trim that down. This is a scrap. Put that off to the side. And this will fit perfectly on there. And then we'll have our frame that's gonna go on the outside. So we can begin by gluing this piece down. I glue this piece down flat. And to do that, I am just using my art glitter glue. And again, as centered as we can. Just like that. Next, we'll bring in our frame and we are gonna get this put down. I'm just gonna peel back a couple of the sides. I just want to make sure that I get everything lined up nice. Like that, and then we can just peel off our last 2 pieces. Okay, so bringing in my photo mats and then my background sheets here. We're going to decide how we want to layer this on our layout here. So my photo mats for this layout are 3.5 by 3.5, and then my cardstock layers are bigger by 1/4 of an inch each time. So the base, the largest piece for the mat is 4 inches. So we have 3.5, 3 3/4, and then 4 inches for the layering for the photo mats. So now we're just gonna see which order that we think will look the best. I'm thinking that I want the red in the back. Yeah, so for the red, which is going to be my outermost layer, that is going to be 4 inches by 4 inches. So I'm gonna cut those 4 inches, 4 inches. And then we're gonna have our scraps. There we go. And then we are going to come in with these sheets, and these are gonna be 3 3/4. And I am going to turn mine this way because I want that darker green more than I want the white shades. There are our layers. We are gonna get these all glued together. Let's see, and I'm gonna do them opposite so that this one has the white on the bottom and this one has the white on the top, so that they are complementary once they're on the layout. We're just gonna get these glued together. And then we'll bring our layout back in, and we're gonna have them sitting something like that. I am gonna bring this in just for comparison. I do want them to be opposite. So on this one, I have my photo frames in the top left corner and the bottom right corner. This one, I want to be opposite to that. So I want my first photo to be in the top right corner and the second one to be in the bottom left corner. And that is because I'm gonna have these sitting opposite to one another on my wall. So I want it to be kind of like a zigzag with the photos that I'm going to be putting in. I think I'm going to go and get these glued down. This one put in that corner and this one in the bottom. Gonna do this one with foam tape. Like that. Put that right there. This poinsettia just on the top there. Almost almost wondering if I should come in with the smaller one. Or if I should just, I might just leave it as that large one there. I think I really like that. I'm gonna try something with this wreath where I'm gonna come in, I'm just gonna slice it. And then see if I layer it. If I like that look. If I were to do it like that. I think I like that. Okay. Okay, so I got these two pieces glued together. Then we just have to get our Mary on there in a way that we like. And what I'm thinking is I'm gonna glue the wreath down flat. And then no, I think I like, yeah, I think I'm gonna glue the wreath down flat and then I'm gonna pop the Mary up. Just gonna get it tacked down in a couple of places here. Like that. So that it will stay. Bring in a bit more of our foam tape. And we're gonna get that put on to the back of our Be Merry. Doesn't have to cover the whole thing, just a couple of places. And then get that add another spot of glue here. There we go. Make sure that stays down like that. And then we'll just get this placed how we want it. I'm thinking I like it like that, so I'm just gonna press that down. And by putting the Be Merry up on foam tape, this also allows us to be able to slip a photo in underneath here because now it is propped up. This is glued down in the center. I'm just gonna glue down these two in the corner. There, and then beside it. And there we have our layout all done. And they make a really, really cute little set, the two of them, with kind of opposite colors. There's red where there's red on one, there's green on the other, and vice versa. We've carried the poinsettias down through both of the layouts and used them in different ways. We have this one in both corners, whereas this one's in the corner, and then it's topping the Christmas tree. They're both really pretty, they're both complementary, and they're both gonna look great on the wall. I really, really hope that you enjoyed day 5 of 12 days of Christmas crafts. Thank you so much for watching. Keep a lookout for day 6 of 12 days of Christmas crafts coming very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next 12 days of Christmas crafts video. Bye.